Okay, yeah. This is a terrible way to do business, I gotta say, but that's old news. I mean, it's Comicsgate. They are terrible at business. They're good at
terrible news.
thievery and grifting.
Terrible news for the whole human race. This is a joke.
It's too
This is an April Fool's prank, and the comic is not canceled.
April Fools. Here's the thing, though. What's again the old joke at Comicsgate's expense? Originally at Ethan Van Sciver's expense, but also at Meltdown Mitch, the Cape Cuck bitch.
And it applies to just every single one of them.
But the old joke is, what's worse than a Comicsgate comic that's late is a Comicsgate comic that comes out. But today, April 1st, the delightful, the gayest, dumbest, lamest holiday possibly ever, where a lot of unfunny people go to try to pretend that they're funny by doing some kind of prank, like, and what better prank than a comic you're like 3 years late on now, 3-4 years late, who knows, but it's multiple years late. And your backers have fled you as a person, denounced you as a creator, and have sworn off you as a creator and Comicsgate.
I mean, it's a joke at this point. What was the other thing? It was the video, which is in the queue. It's in the back. It's upload, or it's in the schedule, but it was like people just joking. It's just a joke at this point. Like, what's going to come out first, Red Rooster or this other late comic?
Oh, it was Jawbreakers, the Jawbreakers 3, whatever the fuck it's called.
Whatever the fuck, Jawbreakers, the Jawbreakers.
Yeah, again, Richard C. Myers' own backers joking about how their late comics are like in the running for each other to be late against each other. Thing is that people have given up on Red Rooster to the point where they've given up on comics. A lot of Mitch Breitweiser's customers have openly said they will never back another comic book, another crowdfunding campaign, or anyone who has anything to do with Comicsgate ever again. And so, in response, Mitch posted this hilarious April Fool's joke.
It's such a wonderful April Fool's middle finger to his entire audience, who he's still fucking over, by the way.
Yeah, he's still fucking them over by the fact that even if they get their comics from this point, they've been cheated. And essentially, there's a lot of other, problems, of course. The whole approach that stupid Mitch has of treating his comics, legitimately selling his comics as collectibles, telling people, oh, these comics, they're not just comics, they're collectibles, which is pretty much a giant part of what destroyed the comics industry and the legitimacy of the comics medium in America. The reason why so many American comics suck ass is because the Cape Cuck loser faggots in the comics fandom, comic book nerds, comic book fans treat comics as a collectible, which devalues them as actual entertainment.
Yeah, I mean,
basically they're a decoration. You're treating them like a decoration at that point.
If I wanted to insult somebody's creation, I'd be like, I would tell them that I bought it because it's a collector's item.
Yeah,
I would not tell them, oh yeah, I bought it because I read it.
Nope, because I actually like it. Yeah, it's sort of like what Mike David said about the dumb fandom menace and Comicsgate too, and a lot of the other people, is that you're all the stupid figurines you collect don't even make you happy. You're just hoping that if you get enough of them, they will simulate the emotion of happiness for you.
But it won't. They never will.
They never will. And there's many videos up right now on our delightful. Now, here's something to really collect: is our Subscribe Star has many super secret videos that only our superior, possibly genetically superior fans are allowed to see. You have to donate $5 because if we just let people watch them for free, the lower class, inferior Untermensch would be allowed to see them, and then they would get angry because their emotions are so weak, as proven by the behavior of Comicsgate. So we're going by people's deeds, not their words.
Which is the best way. It's the only way to really fucking judge somebody.
Yes, and when Comicsgate gets mad, they start false flagging stuff that makes them angry.
They sure do love engaging in flaggetry.
Yes, and showing that the movement collectively was always in favor of censorship, and a couple people who are, also in favor of censorship through their actions and not their words, is Mitch and Elizabeth Breitweiser here, who made this post April 1st today. Today, Junior. Saying, "Confessions, dear backers, it is with a heavy heart and deep regrets that I must inform you that there is no Red Rooster. Our detractors."
We already know there's no Red Rooster.
Yeah, we already knew that. That's not new to us. But here's my favorite part, though, is he says, "Our detractors, internet trolls, and the YouTube gossip channels were correct all along." Hey, Mitch, that's not news to us either. We were correct all along.
That's interesting.
In fact, people who used to be your friends have told us as much.
Why would he even mention that shit unless it's getting under his skin so fucking hard? This is supposed to be a goofy, fun April Fool's prank.
Well, don't forget he had a crying little bitch fit. Don't forget he had a crying little bitch fit when one of the Comicsgate spies took screen caps of our Discord, which is public, by the way. You don't need to even take screen caps.
You don't need to perform gay ops on our Discord because, it's just
public.
It's already
Discord.
Open. It's already open
for that. But he says they're correct all along. Yes, we know. But he says Red Rooster Golden Age was an elaborate grift. Yeah, we know. You haven't come. Not only have you not come out with it, it was on store shelves in Walmart before your backers who paid money to get it created they still haven't got it.
Yeah, here's one thing you should try not to do for your April Fool's prank is just admitting the truth that everyone has been saying about you.
Either accidentally admitting the truth, or let's take this from his frame for just for argument's sake, is that this is a crazy joke where he is goofing around. You know what jilted former fans of yours who feel ripped off by you really love is when you make fun of them for being upset or feeling disappointed in you as a creator and as a person by still not having the comics they paid you for. I sure hope you enjoy the other hilarious ensuing April 1st jokes of people asking you for refunds and you committing career suicide. That's a really good April Fool's.
Who did a really great
joke that lasts the whole year?
Who else did a really great April Fool's joke today was Ethan Van Sciver, where he joked about sucking a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny joke. Where April 1st and all of the days around April 1st of many previous years, he would do a joke where he would go on Craigslist to suck other guys' dicks. I don't know why he's doing that. I guess that's part of his really good sense of humor that he says he has. Just ask him. He says he has a great sense of humor. Somebody has a great sense of humor when they have to tell you they have a great sense of humor.
Blizzard also did a great April Fool's joke today where they admitted that fucking Overwatch is just a bunch of pause grind and shitty fucking just basically virtue signaling instead of making a good game. It's like
also the gayest gaming community possibly on the whole internet.
Oh, that's such a great prank. So you really pranked us.
Mitch tries to really lean into the joke by saying, Elizabeth and I have been in Cabo for the last 2 years. This is in a way, a joking acknowledgement of the fact that they actually, as soon as their campaign ended, they went on vacation. There were pictures of them on vacation as soon as they got the money from the backers for the books that they still haven't delivered after multiple years.
Mitch seems like an incredibly stupid person. He has no idea. It's like if you showed an 8-year-old autistic child the concept of April Fools, and this is what they came up with. Oh, that is funny.
You would still have to tell that 8-year-old autistic child that they're fucking stupid.
But this isn't a child. This is apparently an adult.
This is a grown-ass man, and he's acting like a retard. A gay, stuttering, stuttering retard. So he goes on and is like, "Oh, we're stuck in Mexico and blah blah blah." And
There's another skimming ahead. There's another hilarious joke about how they have no intention of paying the fucking the scripting. Mike Barron is scripting the project in exchange for 1,000 Mexican pesos.
Please do not tell him about the exchange rate. It's only $48. It's like, that's pretty funny about how you basically
how much you respect
you took the script from Mark Pellegrini and basically pissed all over it with your retarded rewriting. There's a lot of other embarrassing shit about Mitch Breitweiser, though, that about his comic just essentially being a failure. Like, Red Rooster is not an interesting comic. It doesn't even look good. The art is really like
the concept
and scribbly.
You go right to the concept. It's the fucking worst, shittiest.
Well, it was one of the delusion of the comic book nerd faggot fan, the Cape Cuck, essentially, is that they think kids want to read comics that are throwbacks to like the 30s or even the 60s or 80s or the 90s, when no kid reading comics wants to read any of that shit anymore. And that's why the industry is so dead, is because that's what the Marvel and DC still are trying to pander to, and they're just failing that much work.
And this is who's in charge of it. This is who's in charge of the independent medium now.
Yeah,
is just the exact same retarded fanboy idiots.
Yeah. One comment in the chat mentions that, because this is a pretty impromptu stream, we just want to jump on and laugh at Mitch's stupid failed attempt at, not only a failed attempt at a joke, but his fans are going to fucking be pissed off. He's probably going to have to either do an apology tour, or he's going to just have to shut down.
Hopefully both.
But anyways, yeah, we just wanted to throw on a stream. But in the chat, this guy says, K Blonde says, I think CG ruined a lot of trust in the Indiegogo platform. Just saying, they basically ruined a lot of trust in crowdfunding entirely. And many people, we actually did videos about that back in 2019. The only people doing videos about that ever, but also in 2019 about. Well, we did a deep dive going into the Red Rooster comments on the Indiegogo, and it was just one after another after another. There was like dozens of them, of people saying, I will never back you again. I will never back another comic again. That's what Mitch Breitweiser did for the comics medium and for crowdfunding comics. Is
anyone who wants to make
their
reputation. Comic. If you want to make a comic of your own, if you want to crowdfund anything, your own personal project, you have Comicsgate to thank for reducing your audience.
Yes. Comicsgate has directly harmed the entire medium and the concept of comics, but as along with the concept of crowdfunding comics, by just this sheer incompetence, which Mitch Breitweiser is now laughing at you, the customer, over with this hilarious April Fool's joke. And I have to say, thank you, Mitch. Thank you for fucking up this bad, because you really couldn't play better into our hands in this case.
We didn't think you would be able to, you were capable of this. I didn't think you were capable of this. I didn't think you were capable of sinking down beneath the level you had already sunk to.
Yeah, I had negative expectations of you, and you somehow found a way to sink even further beneath that.
Busting
so thank you again.
Bottom of the barrel.
Meltdown Mitch, the Cape Cuck bitch, slamming his head into his desk for all eternity as we have a good long laugh at his expense. His gay little joke ends with, I hope you all had a wonderful April Fool's Day, ! Space ? Very bad punctuation there. Very sad. Maybe he accidentally typed that by slamming his head into the keyboard again. But it says, P.S. 800 packages have been entered into the postal system.
Yes, I'm sure it's been more than that.
that doesn't mean anything, and that
Yeah, no.
that sounds like the amount after he fucking had to deal with all of the refund requests, which who the fuck even knows if he fulfilled
Millions
those?
of
Probably
packages.
not.
It's more than 800 packages being entered into the postal system every single day.
Yeah, there's a lot more packages than that going into the postal system every day. But this sounds like one of those it's at the printer things where like Ethan Van Sciver with Cyberfrog was basically getting fucking shit hammered. And in I think it was March 19, he said it's at the printers, and then several months later it still hadn't come out. So that was clearly just a lie. But on top of that, Ethan's case was worse because some of the people who backed Cyberfrog, he used their private information to dox them and, basically have them targeted for harassment, which he paid people to do. Mitch Breitweiser might also have done that. We don't know. It's worth questioning because he did belong to that whole group of people who were completely okay with spreading out and leaking private backer information. So if you backed any of these Comicsgate comics, a lot of these people in Comicsgate have used your private backer information, your home address, your credit card number, your real name, that kind of stuff. In multiple cases have directly used them to attack people who were their customers. And certainly not anymore because, who look at the way they treat their customers, with Mitch making fun of them and the rest of them using, their private information.
I mean, once again, you have to wonder what would be worse, that he's trying to grift like Ethan Van Sciver where he has no intention of releasing a comic, or that he has all the intention of releasing a comic and this is his best effort.
This is the best he could do. I guess his best wasn't good enough.
We have outproduced him.
Yes,
we have outproduced his comics.
Yeah, that wasn't really very hard either. I mean, shit. Anyways, we can wrap up with that, and once again mentioning our Subscribe Star has the true story of Comicsgate.
All the information
Comicsgate is afraid to admit to the point where Comicsgate has tried to stream snipe us and had to shut themselves down. I'll never get tired of gloating about that one very smugly.
They deserve to be reminded of that forever.
Yeah, where they tried to stream snipe us and we started telling uncomfortable truths, such as Ethan Van Sciver using private backer information, basically using people's docs to have them targeted for harassment. And they weren't even like SJWs or anything. They were people who supported Ethan and believed in him.
I've never even heard of that kind of thing happening to anyone else.
No, nobody ever did that before until Ethan Van Sciver started doing it, that really should lose people a lot of faith. But the thing about Comicsgate is that they're listen and believe shills by nature, so of course they're not going to fucking they're not going to have any integrity as human beings.
They're fucking simps, not even honorary simps. They're just straight up the real thing, legit simps.
Anyways, so yeah, if you want to hear more about the real story going on behind the scenes in Comicsgate, again, all of this used to be public until Comicsgate started false flagging us too, but now you have to go to our Subscribe Star.
They can never stop us.
Yeah, they can't stop us, but also, just to make sure that they can't abuse YouTube's very broken abuse system in some places, the broken copyright flagging and striking system, which I've heard a lot of other people doing that, by the way, recently. I watched that fucking interview. I'll get into that.
Well, there's also the fucking they're getting rid of the fucking downvoting system.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot other worse things than that. But our Subscribe Star has a bunch of super secret bonus extra videos. The stuff that the people who were in Comicsgate or involved in Comicsgate behind the scenes were watching our videos. So if you're part of Comicsgate, the people that you supported were watching our videos. So what is it that they know that you don't? It turns out the real story of Comicsgate. And you could check that out on our Subscribe Star for only $5 a month. And in fact, we're posting bonus videos. A bunch of extra videos are going up. The documentary about Comicsgate, the most unbiased documentary about Comicsgate is already going up. There's several episodes up, and more of them are going up on the Subscribe Star for our patrons. And also a bonus April Fool's episode about how we destroyed Comic Book Hut to the point where we got him to stop doing YouTube videos. That just went up on our Subscribe Star today. It's also related to how we embarrassed and destroyed that Umbrella guy and a bunch of other people related to him. That's up on our Subscribe Star. Just went up today. Wonderful bonus thing. So check that out. Unlike, share, don't comment, unsubscribe. Make sure you're still unsubscribed. And remember what your favorite creators say about us behind your back is you should have listened to Shitty Webcomics.